on the screen now.
Right, as we said, in a moment we'll be chatting to the stars of the new Dungeons & Dragons film, which is based on a role-playing board game.
Now, games like it are played all over the world by legions of fans armed with just their imagination, some fantasy figures and a roll of the dice.
23 ups. Okay.
The world of role-playing games has seen a huge resurgence in recent years.
Okay, they've exploded, they're dead.
It's a craze partly reignited by the hit series Stranger Things, in which they play Dungeons & Dragons.
The Demogorgon! Fireball hit Will! Stop! Boom! Yes, protect! He was in anger! Fireball!
In Belfast, 20-year-old Solomon Morrow is a devotee of Warhammer, a strategic fantasy game in which players' armies battle and dice decide their fate. It's been around for 40 years and Solomon got interested through his dad, Craig.
The hobby is something we do together all the time, just sitting in the kitchen, building up models, painting models. Talking about it is what we majorly do, but just a lot of time together with it.
Solomon says it's a hobby, but he is in fact the top Warhammer Grandmaster on the island of Ireland, the youngest in its history.
Since I've claimed the title, I have not lost a game.
Solomon and Craig have an enormous collection of the game's figurines.
In the house at the moment, we currently have several thousands of models, easily. I love it. It's a great way to spend time with them.
Players take great pride in painting the models, but Solomon is happy to let Craig get on with that.
I'm not as big a fan of the painting and modelling myself. I much prefer the playing of the game.
While other high street shops have suffered over the last decade, fantasy game stores have thrived. Replay Games in Bangor has been open for 25 years and owner Gareth has seen the business grow in recent years.
It's no longer seen as geeky or nerdy. People want to be able to sit around a table and play with each other without having to do it over the internet.
I love how it's a safe environment for people to come and just be themselves.
It's the community aspect of it. It's coming up and meeting new people constantly.
Your two different types of tabletop gaming will be miniatures, likes of Warhammer, where you've got tanks, guns, aliens, and you're moving men around a table. You roll dice and you see what the result is. The other type would be likes of your Dungeons & Dragons and your role-playing games. You're limited only by your imagination on so many levels with this, and then the story is driven by the players themselves.
Solomon and his dad are regular competitors at their local tabletop gaming club, Exploding Dice, which meets weekly. Stephen Surgener is one of the club's founding members.
Exploding Dice has been running now for just over 4 years. It was an enterprise of just 4 people to begin with. We've grown now to upwards of 60 people. It's just fantastic being able to have a bit of crack with people, you know, and just enjoy the atmosphere rather than sitting at home.
Solomon fits right in here.
I'm quite a shy person, and before getting into Warhammer, I was much shyer. After playing across from people for multiple hours at a time, it's really helped me push me out of my comfort zone and just get more used to being social.
Tonight, Solomon is taking on Neil in a standard battle game. The odds are against him.
I know it's going to be a tough one. He's a brilliant player, and the chances are normally not too great in beating him.
It's just one of many epic battles taking place tonight. And Solomon is confident.
I have the right sort of combinations to make sure I counter his, at least in theory.
With one final push, he vanquishes another opponent.
Sweet.
Really thought I had you.
No, we're not even close.
But as with every battle in here, it ends
Good game, well done.
with a handshake.
Well, inspired by those games, we're joined by the stars